Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be here today. I'm very honored to be presenting together with so many researchers and teachers. I'm not a researcher myself. I'm rather a nonprofit practitioner, but I am going to speak today about the impact study that we've been doing to assess how our AI curriculum served students at the end of the day. Just a bit of context. UiPath Foundation is a nonprofit organization from Romania. We've started back in 2019 to support children living in poverty in Romania to have access to quality education. Just to anchor a bit everyone in the social context of our country, Romania is a member of the European Union since 2007. We've been struggling for many, many years with child poverty. We are ranking first in the European Union for child poverty for many, many years. Only recently, last year, we saw a slight improvement in this sense, which lets us know that child poverty in Romania is very persistent. This year, we have, the reports say, the statistics say that we have 33.8 children living in poverty. During the pandemic, we've reached 41% of children in Romania living in poverty. We are ranked, we are classified by the World Bank as a high-income country. And we are making all the efforts to join OECD in the following years. However, we have a very high rate of functional illiteracy. 30% of young people are functionally illiterate. And we have the lowest level of digital skills in Europe for young adults. So I think that tells you a bit of the context in which we operate as an organization. Just to put a few faces to the story, these are actually 3 children from our programs. You can see here Oana. Oana is a football referee in a very small town in Romania, so she's breaking a glass ceiling of her own, so to say. Norica, she's the first of her family. She's actually an alumni of our programs, and she's the first of her family to go to university. She's actually a computer science student. And we have David there. He's training to be part of the box Olympic team in Romania. He's living in one of the poorest areas in Bucharest, which is basically a ghetto. And he's handling his own training and his own development, so he's a model of determination for us. So this is the profile of students that we are working with. Having in mind the social context that I've been telling you about, in 2019, UiPath, which is our funding company, UiPath is actually a technology company that originates in Romania, but is now a global company and actually is a leading voice in RPA, but more recently in AI and agentic automation. So back in 2019, they wanted to give back to the Romanian society, and they decided to start the foundation. So we've ever since been working towards this goal. But of course, more recently, we realized that we have to our programs were not initially focused exclusively on technology. That was not the point. The point was to really help children in their context. So we had a more integrated approach towards the way we were working with kids. And technology was part of it, but it was not exclusively about that. More recently, we decided to look closely into how we can open the world of AI, so to say, also to kids that we work with. And in 2023, we partnered with MIT App Inventor Foundation and with a Global Science of Learning Education Network to develop a curriculum designed for young people, for children in high school, that can be performed in a low resources environment. So you will see further during the presentation the kind of devices that kids have access to. But our intention was to design a curriculum that can work in all kinds of settings, actually. We've named it AI generation, which I think is a nice metaphor for the way we want to democratize access to AI understanding and knowledge. And today I'm going to speak about the impact report that we did after the first pilot, so the first group of children, of young people, high schoolers that went through the content. And we have some very interesting, insights from this process. As I was mentioning, AI generation is a high school level AI curriculum structured in 3 courses. The data that you're going to see now is based on the first of the 3 courses. We've leveraged the UNESCO AI competency framework for students. If you were yesterday during the panel, you heard more about this. It is a framework that starts with or puts at the center, it's a human-centered and AI ethics content first. These are the 3, in short, this is what the 3 courses have as a content. Introduction to Artificial Intelligence, AI, MIT App Inventor is for building apps with AI components, and the 3rd course is creating AI apps with MIT App Inventor. As I've mentioned, the data is focused on the first course, which has 4 modules: human-centered mindset, ethics of AI, AI foundations, and teaching AI to your community, which was very nice because students had to come up with a lesson, a project to teach AI to their peers. Who are the participants who took part in the first pilot? They were high school students aged 15 to 17. What you will see that we have the difference in percentage between girls and boys and rural and urban is quite big. That's because participation was 100% voluntary. So we opened the opportunity to many students. They registered completely voluntary, and this is how the group turned out to be, which I think is quite interesting because we had a higher level of interest among girls and a higher level of interest in rural areas. Interestingly enough, we didn't see difference in performance during the courses, so that's also a nice insight. Regarding their technical background, as you can see, very few of the students had prior programming or IT coursework experience, and they all had internet access. And they all had internet access because we provide internet access and devices for all children. So part of the system of support that I was mentioning is the fact that we provide tablets and access to internet. So they went through the course on their tablets, and they had the internet access that we've provided. You can see that they self-evaluated their internet proficiency, and we had 41% thinking they're advanced users, 47 intermediate, and 12 elementary. All participants come from, as I said, from underserved communities and from low-income families, and they have all the life context that comes associated with that. Another interesting thing that happened during the course is that we had the trainers were volunteers from the company, so they were not professional teachers or trainers. We made sure that they have all the structure and the preparation in advance. They were not technical professionals either, 100%. Some of them were. Some of them had very different jobs. But this was, I think this speaks a bit about how accessible the content is and how it can be integrated by any professional who has a bit of interest to do this. So I think it makes it very easy to adapt in different contexts. We've gathered data through pre and post program surveys, through knowledge assessment at the end of each of the 4 modules that I've showed you before, and of course end of module feedback forms. We also combined some of the socioeconomic data that we had with the results. So we had mixed method approach to capturing cognitive, behavioral, and attitudinal changes. We looked at AI knowledge and perceived self-efficacy, but also at problem solving, collaboration, attendance, engagement, and so on. So the core results, as you can see, were quite promising. We had 88% of students feeling confident to explain AI concept to other peers, and 80% of them expressed interest in AI-related careers, which I also thought it was a good insight. Almost all of them felt that they've learned something new, and we've seen across the board improvements in collaboration and problem solving. And I think I lost the signal. I'm all plugged in. It's not me. Okay. Ah, great. And we had an 82% overall attendance rate. So even though the course was 100% voluntary, there were no consequences for them if they didn't participate. It shows a high level of engagement. We did see some challenges in the sense that once the complexity increased, also the knowledge scores started to decrease. And we're looking at that insight on how to deal with the next two modules. And we didn't see any significant differences in terms of knowledge scores between girls and boys, and between rural and urban as well. So at least for the Romanian context, I think that's a bit of myth busting there regarding kids from the rural areas or girls. So here you have a few of the students' feedback and testimonials. And I really found this interesting because they mentioned how after going to the course, they found out that these AIs are much simpler to understand and surprisingly very common. I really liked the way this AI phenomenon was presented, easy to understand without any complicated languages or impossible to follow schemes. So that says something about how they were presented with AI-related content before. I think there was this reference made before to movies. Actually, one of the students told us the same thing, that he discovered this to be much more accessible because before that he thought that AI is something from Matrix. So that was the reference. How can others access this curriculum? So something that we take a lot of pride in is the fact that the curriculum is open source, is publicly available, it's available in Romanian and English. There's going to be a QR code for everyone to reach it. So it can be used in different contexts, and we hope that as many people as possible are going to use it. We've adapted it also for in-class settings, so we have 36 weeks curriculum. You can look into it and see if there's anything that suits your context. The content is quite modular, so it can be run through an entire year, but you can also take bits and pieces of it and use it in other contexts as well. So we are, as in next steps for us, we continue to implement the course 2 and course 3 with students in our programs, but we also hope to reach the public system with some of this, the public educational system with some of this content in the future. If you want to reach out to us, my colleague Andrea and we are here for the remaining time of the conference. Andrea, she's actually the knowledge holder regarding everything that's related to the AI curriculum because she's been the mastermind behind it. So you can ask her any questions that you have. So thank you very much.